The Athletic have stated and confirmed what Don has said, and that is that Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson are the best attacking partnership in the Premier League, and this is a fact. You're always detrimental to Chelsea, Hussam, but the Athletic have now, they are the best attacking partnership. They're scoring loads of goals. They're winning games. Do you agree with this claim from the Athletic and Don?
I quit. I cannot do this. I cannot take this shit seriously anymore. Oh my God, West Ham, you have blood on your hands. Listen, Palmer and Jack, I remember 3 years ago, we were at least doing it with like Son and Kane, we were doing it with Salah and Mane. Yeah, this league fell off, man. Now we're doing it with Palmer and Jackson. Fucking hell. The thing is, the same Chelsea fans are the last people away from like GA and stuff. They're the one fan base that don't mention GA at all, except when it comes to Cole Palmer. The unfortunate reality for me in that table is they partnered up my guy Mo with certain Uruguayan striker. I wish they partnered him up with someone better, but unfortunately he doesn't exist. Listen, I'd rather have Haaland alone than Palmer and Jackson together. I'd rather have Mo Salah alone than Palmer and Jackson together. So yes, Cole Palmer is a very good player. Jackson is hit and miss. Jackson's problem is in the big games, in my opinion. I think that's the games in which he kind of folds a little bit. Havertz is the opposite. He's always good in the big game, and he's not that good in the regular game, to be honest with you. But he's more clutch. Thing is with Jackson is there's just such a lack of consistency with him, because he has games where he's really good, and he has games where you're like, what the hell? Just this season, we saw the game against Manchester City. You're like, bro, what are you doing? You're just running into just air like that. And then we see the game against West Ham, and he has 2 fantastic finishes. But listen, consistency is king. If they do this till the end of the season, we can talk. We can sit up here and we can say, yes, they're the best partnership, blah, blah, blah. But, what if stuff changes? I don't know. But look, Chelsea are a good team. They're not a bad team. They are top 4 contenders. I think they will fall a little bit short of Newcastle and Aston Villa. But I think they do finish above Spurs and Man United. So, listen, Palmer's a very good player. I think he's going to get less GA with Maresca just because of the way that they play. And Jackson, it's all about consistency, Terry. Because if you remember last year, when you were doing shows on the Football Terrace, probably in the first 6 months of last season, no Chelsea fan was a fan of Jackson. Like, you could count them on one hand how many Chelsea fans actually like Jackson. But now that you have a bit of consistency, this is what happened. And the thing that makes me laugh as well is, in the summer, all the Chelsea fans wanted Victor Osimhen. If Osimhen had signed for Chelsea, Jackson is going to the bench. Let's not do this whole delusional stuff and say, wow, Jackson would have played left wing. No. He would have went to the bench. So, yeah, listen, Palmer is a fantastic player. Jackson still has to prove it. That's it. It's all about consistency.
Numbers don't lie, Sam. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
You know why they lie? Because we're 5 games into the season. So calm yourself.
No. But he has been. Jackson has been consistent since last season.
Let me just jump in for a second. Yeah, those stats are from the beginning of last season, so it isn't just 5 games.
It's not now, Hassan. That's not now.
Yeah, but these 5 games have impacted a lot. And out of all those GA as well, how many of them are goals and assists from Palmer? I'd assume 3/4 are at least Palmer.
So
Jackson scored more goals.
Hang on, but sorry, just to break it down, that is goals and assists between the 2 of them. It's where either one of them has scored or assisted each other. That's what it means.
Okay, and I'm saying at least 3/4 of that is Palmer, like Palmer scoring or Palmer.
No, I think most of the goals are Jackson's in it. Jackson's assisted, I think, 3 of the 10. Yeah,
3 of the 10, and how many did Palmer assist?
Well, the 7 then, isn't it? The reverse.
7.
I think it's around that number.
Fair enough.
I'm just have to say about this thing, like about Palmer and Jackson.
They put Salah with Nunez.
Yeah, but that's what you have. But okay, so hear me out then. But you sit in front of people and tell them, I have the best attack in the league. Do you still have the best attack in the league?
What?
Answer the people.
What happened?
You sit on shows and tell people, you sit in front of people and gaslight Liverpool fans sometimes and tell them, we have the best attack in the league. Just let me finish.
is
We
an
have the best
all-time
attack.
low for you. All-time low.
Hold
This is
on,
the
but
lowest
I'm being
of the low.
serious. Why is
You
he
are in the
crying now?
sewage. Climb
Can
out,
he stop
climb out.
crying? I'm muting my
Climb
mic.
out
He's
of the
rattled
sewage,
already.
Mo.
Here you
Climb out of the sewage. Climb out of the sewage. Oh, I
You're
didn't care.
He's
Lack
gone.
of composure. That's exactly why he wouldn't win in a fight. No composure.
Who's composure? You literally just didn't let me even finish the sentence, bro. He sits on shows and tell them I have the best attack in the league, but he cried when they pair two of his attackers together. How does that make sense, bro? Sam,
Because they paired the
do
worst
you
of the
still
six
have
with
do
the
you
best.
still have the best attack in the league?
Habibi, I answered your question. They paired the best one out of my 6 with the worst one out of my 6. That's the problem.
Can I actually counter that? They actually paired the two with the most GA together. Do you
Can I
know
throw
that?
something? Can I throw something, Mo? Can I throw something at you? You say numbers don't lie. I want to break something down to you. When you break down the goals, so that it doesn't matter who scored, they're either scoring or assisting each other. Those goals have come one against Tottenham with 9 men, one against West Ham this season, one against West Ham last season, one against Everton last season, one against Newcastle, one against Luton, one against Burnley, one against Sheffield United, and one against Crystal Palace and one against Wolves. So one of those those 10 are against the top 6 team. One of them was against
the hat-trick against Spurs, the high line thing, right?
Yes, but only one of them came. Only one of them was.
One of them came from Palmer.
So these goals and assists have to be where it's either Nico Williams scoring or assisting, and Palmer either scoring or assisting with each other.
Now I understand why they paired up Nunez, because all Nunez's assists is actually to Mo.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why. So, do you think the numbers lie based on the quality of opponents that Nico Williams and Palmer have combined together in? Do you think it makes them the best when you look at the vast majority they've scored against are mid-table to relegation fodder? Does it change your mind at all?
It does not as much as because you can only
Sorry,
beat
not
what's
Nico
in front
Williams,
of
Nico
you.
Jackson. Sorry, I think I said Nico
Yeah,
Williams.
Nico
Nico Jackson.
like
sorry.
it's you can only beat what's in.
for Lautaro then?
Sorry. Please let me just let Mo answer me for a second, Hassan. Go on.
Hold on, it doesn't change as much energy because at the end you have to beat what's in front of you. Chelsea actually last season are accused of a team that lost against drew against Burnley and lost points against smaller teams. So for them to actually perform against these smaller teams, it actually proves the point that they actually can get these results in bigger teams. You're not going to score more than one, so it's less likely that you can actually assist each other. It's less likely that you do that. Luton, for example, Liverpool lost the league based on Hussam because Darwin Núñez missed against Luton. So winning against smaller teams, actually, it is you can only beat what's in front of you, and them scoring goals against these teams actually can elevate their place in the league. If Chelsea lose, okay, let me put it out there. If Chelsea don't win against any of the top 6, but win all the other games, they will definitely get top 4. And it won't matter at that time. You scoring the goals against the big clubs, right? You winning against the smaller teams is what matter at the end of the game. Because these are more points than you winning against top 6 teams.
Okay, I didn't interrupt you once. Let me speak now.
No,
Guys,
go
the
ahead.
reason why Inter Milan Mo does not rate Lautaro Martinez is because Lautaro Martinez scores goals against Monza Salentina, but when you need him, he doesn't score goals. And yesterday, Footy Judge Mo, aka the biggest fraud on YouTube, told me, I rate strikers and forwards who score in the big game, players who are clutch, blah, blah, blah. Not a single one of those goals or those moments are clutch. And when you say in a big game you can only score 1 or 2, that's a lie. Mo Salah alone at Old Trafford this season had 3 GA in the same game. Literally 3 GA in the same exact game. All combined with Luis Diaz, if you want to do the combination stuff. Diaz got the assist for the Mo Salah goal, and Mo got both assists for both Diaz goals as well. So, listen, for me, Terry said something, to be honest with you, last time when we were doing the whole best attack in the league thing. He was like, I'd rather have Haaland over 5 of them. And I was thinking, would I trade 5 of my forwards for Erling Haaland? And the answer is yes, I would. I'd send 5 of them to Man City to get Erling Haaland because Salah and Haaland alone get it. The reason why maybe why a Salah and a Núñez aren't higher up in this ranking stuff is because Mo Salah has the most big chances created in the league last season, 23. A Mo Salah big chances created compilation is a Núñez miss compilation. And I'm talking about tap-ins. So he could have easily won the Playmaker award. So, at the end of the day, I think look, they're good forwards, but we need to see them do it in the big games. You know, that's kind of what makes the difference. As
Can
well.
you not lie and again? Can you not lie?
Hold on.
Can you not lie again, Sam? I never said what you said. By the way, you phrased it to a way to make it. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. I said I would rather the player that scored the one goal when I need. I never said big games or small games. I said I would rather the player when the 3 points are on the line against whoever to score me the goals and be clutch rather than the player that scored the third or the fourth goal, no matter who the opposition is. So that's what I said. It has nothing to do with big games, right? It has nothing to do with big games. It is all about clutch.
Can I jump in on this debate for a minute? There's a few things to this. So I think currently in the Premier League, Don is right. I think the Athletic is right. We could argue eye test, but that's subjective. But statistically speaking, they create the most goals and they score the most goals as a pair. When you start looking, I broke down all the other partnerships as well over the last couple of seasons. It's not as though any of the others, the lower numbers maybe, but none of the guys with a large amount. It's not as though they're scoring all theirs against the top 2 or 3 teams and none of the bottom teams. It's a pretty even mix. So I think it is the best partnership right now if we're talking about it in the context of partnerships. Is Nico Jackson in the top 10 best attackers in the league? No, he may not even be in the top 20 if we were being really honest right now. I think you're right. He's got to add those big game performances in there. But as a partnership, they are the best. The problem is, and this is the bit that Chelsea fans might not like, the bar is exceedingly low. So it's one of those things where, you know, you could win. You could win a national championships for the 100-meter sprint in certain countries around the world, but your time isn't good enough to get you to the Olympics still. You're still not far. There is still a benchmark of how fast you've got to run, whether you win your national championships or not. Same with a lot of the sports at the Olympics. If you don't hit a certain bar, it doesn't matter if you're the best in your country, the best in your continent. That's why you see some nations turn up to the Olympics with 5 athletes. It isn't because they haven't got more athletes in their country sometimes. It's because they haven't hit a certain standard, right? Sometimes it's because of money, but sometimes it's a standard thing. So that's not a dig. Where I think you're right, Hussam, if and when Jackson starts doing it against City, against Chelsea, Man United, against Liverpool, these teams, if they can keep scoring and assisting at this rate against the teams they have been, and then add this, we know their technical ability is both very good. If they then add that, then you're talking about potentially the best pairing in the Prem at a high level where the standard is massive. And I think for me, they are the best right now as a collective partnership. We're not talking individually, we're talking as a partnership. But I think they've still got to, what I would say if I was in that dressing room and we were praising them, saying, well done, guys, you're top of the league in terms of your partnership numbers, but I still want you individually to keep improving. You can't go, right, we're the best. Let's stop working on it. They've got to get better and better and better, in my opinion. But I think Chelsea have been doing that recently. I think Chelsea have been improving so much.
Yeah, they're not a bad team.
In recent weeks. They what?
I said, yeah, they're not a bad team.
But I think you're starting to worry about your earlier opinion that basically they're rubbish. They wouldn't beat a combined 11 with the likes of Wolves. I think you're starting to panic. Are you realizing you've got that wrong?
Those are rumors. I've never said they wouldn't beat a combined 11 with Wolves. That's rumors. And, you know, sometimes we say stuff for dramatic effect. But listen, Chelsea are an okay team. Like, they're not that bad.
Well, you do things for clicks. Oh, I got
and they're better.
Wow. I can't believe you admitted that. We don't do that on the terrace, by the way.
Yes.
Never.
No one does anything for clicks. We state our
Okay,
honesty.
by the way, can we add something, some context to it, Hussam? Do you think, I'm going to ask you a genuine question, football question, no banter here, nothing.
I'm going to ask a non-genuine question in 3, 2, 1. Ask.
La wallahi, I just looked at the actual picture that Terry shared. Something that we didn't notice. It's the conversion rate.
Terry works for everyone. Terry's Nicki Minaj at this point.
Okay, just can you just ask? Guys, seriously. They created 22 chances only and they converted 10. The conversion rate for them is the highest as well. Does that mean they are the most effective team as well? They are the most effective duo as well? That their chances that they create are actually very clear cut. That they convert almost 50% of them or 40%.
When you
is
look,
that something we need to look at?
Well, it is, because when you look at, it's like 38 or something that Nunez and Salah have created, but only 7 have been converted.
Yes.
So it's the volume's good. It's not the highest volume. It's a good volume. but their productivity is there. And look, I know that everyone wants to focus on eye test and everybody likes how it makes me feel. I get all of that. Feelings. But you can't deny productivity, and their conversion rate is very good. They've just got to start doing it in those bigger games. And I think if they start doing it in those bigger games,
I was
then
looking at
you're
my
looking at a
phone.
very
Who's in the
deadly
top
duo.
four? Who's on the top 4 of that picture? I'm trying to see it in my phone, but it's not working.
The top 4 in this is you've got so under Palmer and Jackson, you've got Bailey and Watkins, you've got Saka and Kai Havertz, and you have Nunes and Salah. Then it's Alanga and Chris Wood, Son and Johnson, and then one underneath that is Watkins and DRB.
Haaland and De Bruyne, only 5.
Haaland and who?
De Bruyne.
Oh, Haaland and De Bruyne.
Yeah, that's because the conversion rate is dropped. The amount of chances created is the same in the last year and a bit, but the conversion rate is lower.
Are we saying that Jackson and Palmer are better in conversion rate than Haaland? And that's what the stats say. And De Bruyne